All right, welcome to Jason Sports, Detroit Lions news podcast on the Jason Sports YouTube page. We got some injury updates with the Detroit Lions. So it is known because Dan Campbell said that Monty is coming back this again in the divisional round, and that's great for the Detroit Lions because when you think about it from this perspective, there's two perspectives to take from Monty coming back. One is Monty's coming back and it's going to ease the workload for Jameer Gibbs and he can be more fresh. That's number one. Number two, Monty, Craig Reynolds, and Gibbs. That's a damn good trio of running backs. In case you do lose one in the playoffs, you still have three pretty good running backs, especially Jameer Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, and then Craig Reynolds. He has really shown me something as we've moved forward through the season. Dan Campbell also said that there will be no Aiden Hutchinson, no Derek Barnes, and no Carlton Davis in the playoffs for the Lions. Now, he did hint that potentially, if there's anyone that can make it back, it's Hutch. But let's be honest. I mean, I don't think they're going to bring Hutch back because he is a fixture of this defense. He is a fixture of this franchise for the next 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. And you really don't want to risk another, a bad setback for Aiden Hutchinson. So that sucks. Derek Barnes, I thought he would be. I think there was a chance that he can come back, but obviously Dan Campbell slammed the door on that. And I always knew just from having a broken jaw before that Carlton Davis was not coming back in the playoffs because, first of all, he's going to be really weak coming back. Really weak. He's going to be really weak coming back because he hasn't been able to eat, and you're sipping everything through a straw. That's number one. Number two, the worst thing about being an NFL player and breaking your jaw is when are you cleared for contact, and when is that jaw fully healed? Because as a football player, you're taking head to head shots with the turf, with knees, with hamstrings, the upper body, the thigh. Like it's just not a good situation. So I knew right away when Carlton Davis had the broken jaw, I knew there was a very good chance that Carlton Davis was not going to be playing in the playoffs because I just really didn't expect it. I thought that was a pipe dream for a lot of people. Coach Campbell said that they're feeling good about Ennis Rakestraw coming back. He's on track to come back. He also gave some great news on Terrion Arnold and Kevin Zeitler. He says he's not as confident on Pat O'Connor. Obviously, you want to keep Zeitler in the lineup, but I like what I've seen out of Christian Mahogany. And to get Terrion Arnold back in the divisional round is huge. And for me, what that injury looked like is they called it a foot contusion or something like that. A lot of people don't understand it. This is the same thing that happens in hockey with goalies, the foot contusion, because if you get it, you get stuck on the post or you hit it too hard against the post, it could feel like you broke it. Now, obviously, it skates harder than a shoe in football, but when you think about it like this, I mean, sometimes a contusion could hurt worse than a break. So when they got him on the card, I was like, oh boy, this is not good. This is not good at all. But it's good that we're hearing good news. And Terrion Arnold, he cleared that up after the game. We played it on the podcast where he said, I'm gonna be there in the divisional round. And obviously you take it with a grain of salt, but seeing him dance around the locker room and everything, you knew he was going to come back at some point. So that's good. Monty's back. The injury updates, obviously, Zeitler being able to, they think he has good prognosis. That's good. This bye is huge for the Detroit Lions. Um, Obviously, a lot of people are gonna be like, "What do I do without Lions football?" Well, you can be happy that your team is getting healthy, getting healthier. Obviously, they're not gonna get healthy during the bye week, but they're gonna get a lot of health. They're gonna get more healthy. They've been playing football since September with no breaks, so this is probably the best thing that can happen to the Detroit Lions team. And you think about it like this: out of the last 10 teams that have been in the NFC title game that have had the number one overall seed, 80% of them have advanced to the Super Bowl. So getting home field advantage was huge. It was absolutely huge. But when you think about it like this, 80% have advanced to the Super Bowl. It puts you in a good position. puts you in a really good position. And the Lions needed this break. They just did. There was no way. I said a couple weeks ago, this is funny to look back on. I said, this is after the Aleem and Carlton Davis injuries. I said the Super Bowl dream is dead if they're both out. Obviously, the Lions won't quit because of culture, but to get to the Super Bowl and win it, you need luck to win because the battle of attrition is so big. This is too much to overcome. As sad as it is, Dan Campbell going for it on fourth down. He wants to squeeze every possession out with a score. Obviously, he's not going to admit it publicly, but talent wins, and most of the Lions' talent is on IR. To get Alex Anzalone back is huge. To get healthier is huge. Do I feel better now that the Detroit Lions have the number one overall seed? Absolutely. Am I still freaked out about the players that we've lost to injury who are not coming back? Yes, because those are some damn good players, man. When you think about Hutchinson, Barnes, Davis, McNeil, those are four really good players. But the way this team has played without them and the way this team keeps fighting, and they just had the fight of their head coach, Dan Campbell, I can't rule them out of anything. And now that they got the number one overall seed, why can't they do what they were supposed to do before I said that Super Bowl dream was dead? To me, the expectation of the Super Bowl was dead. I'm still hopeful that they can get it done. There's no doubt about there's no doubt about it. They have the offense to get it done. But can they get enough stops? And that's going to be the key moving forward. But you look at what Alex Anzalone did just in one game, and you got to be it's hard to be like, I didn't really get nothing out of that, because what Alex Anzalone was doing, if I was watching the all 22, I was watching him, he's barking out commands to the secondary, he's barking out commands to the defensive line, he's getting them in position. Like, that's just veteran savvy. And to get a guy like that back is pretty huge. So getting the first round bye and home field advantage was huge. No doubt about it. And the fact that the Lions did makes me feel a whole lot better about them potentially going to a Super Bowl. And is the dream dead? The expectation of the Super Bowl is dead, because I can't expect the Detroit Lions to go to a Super Bowl and win it with the amount of players that they have on IR. But I think they have the right players to do it. But I'm not going to expect it. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not going to sit there and go, look, I expect to get there. I expected them to be really, really good. I expected them to win a Super Bowl this year. But with all the injuries, like, it's just unfair to expect things like that. It just is. So I'm hopeful that they can win these two games and go to a Super Bowl and win it, depending on the matchup. I think they have a really good shot. And with that offense they have, that gives them a better shot. So this is good for the Detroit Lions, man. It's really good. And we'll see. I got some more coming for you guys. Obviously, this is a bye week. We're gonna break down some of the little things and little nuances moving forward. I think tomorrow I'm gonna break down the defense. So if you like this video, if you liked my videos before, we're gonna break down the defense tomorrow. We'll break down the offense on Thursday, and then we'll go through it. Go through Friday with who you want to win and who would be the better matchup and all that stuff. But we will see you guys on the next video of the Detroit Lions News Podcast on Jason Sports. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next video. And as always, go Lions.